to the entertainer talking sports.
What is going on, football fans? Back at it with another New York Giants video. And in this video, I'm going to talk about the injury that was sustained by Jabrill Peppers and just how serious I think it is. And the New York Giants better not put him back out on a football field. Of course, this year, they've had a number of injuries. And the Giants coaching staff, in my opinion, has not taken the proper precautions, right? Sterling Shepard suffered a concussion. I thought they brought him back way too soon after the first. They mishandled both of those concussions horribly. Saquon Barkley, I thought they brought back way too early. We've seen him has not been the same player since he suffered that high ankle sprain. And maybe had they taken the proper precautions, he would have been back to his normal self. Well, now there were quotes that came out by Pat Shurmur after the game in which Peppers suffered this injury that he thinks that Peppers may, in fact, be able to come back and play this year. And that, to his knowledge, it seems as if it's something that is of pain tolerance. Well, when you read the severity of this injury, you're probably going to think that Shurmur is nuts if he thinks he's going to come back and play this year, especially in a year in which the Giants are 2-9. Now, to a brighter note, Julian Love, who actually got to make his debut start out of Notre Dame in front of the hometown crowd, of course, he's from Chicago, had a great game. He came up with an interception and actually had a PFF grade of over 80 in his debut contest at the safety position, which is much higher than what Antoine Bethea was grading at. So maybe the Giants do have some future there, in the secondary between the two safeties of Peppers and Love. But back to Peppers, when you take a look and you read some of the things about this injury, the Giants better not bring him back, especially in a year in which the team is 2-9. There's no benefit to doing so. You got to let Peppers rest up and get ready for next year because he is going to be a vital part of this defense going forward. But let's jump into some of the quotes. And here is the first thing that was written pertaining to the injury. The severity of the injury cannot be overstated. Essentially, Peppers suffered a fracture to the wing-like bone on the side of the vertebrae that protects his spinal cord. In the event surgery is required, screws, rods, wires, or even cages might be needed to hold the two pieces of the bone together. If Peppers does not require surgery, he is likely to be put into a back brace while healing. And then this was the quote that came out by Pat Shurmur. My understanding, his too, in terms of the evaluation of it, as I knew yesterday, he had a sore back. I guess he can return. It's kind of relative to pain tolerance, Shurmur told reporters during the conference call. We don't practice until Wednesday, so we'll have to wait and see what the week brings. And maybe this is just Shurmur saying what he thinks he's supposed to say to the press and not give away anything to the next week's opponent. But reading that, the Giants would be absolutely insane to bring this kid back this year. You are 2-9. You're trying to evaluate some of the younger talent. Of course, Sam Beal got some playing time. DeAndre Baker as well. But they got to evaluate the younger secondary players. They got to let Peppers rest for next year. He is arguably the most important player in this defense right now. And to put him out there in meaningless games when you read some of the things about this injury, a spinal injury is no joke. And I think the Giants have completely mishandled this whole situation. You can make an argument that they shouldn't have brought Sterling Shepard back. Yes, I know that Shepard played 95% of the snaps this week and did not have any lingering effects to the concussions that he's had. But the Giants are 2-9. Okay? And I'm not saying try to tank and lose games, but there's no point in putting players out there that are not 100%, that are going to be very important to your team in 2020 when you expect and hope to contend for the playoffs. It's the same reason why I think they did a horrible job rushing Saquon Barkley back. And just the hint that they may bring Peppers back in the coming weeks after hearing some of the things about this injury, to me, is insane. Now, maybe those quotes came out before Shurmur heard about the severity of the injury, because I think it was initially reported as a hip injury. I suppose that's possible. But regardless, even if it was a hip injury, no need to rush Peppers back. Make sure he's okay and ready to go for next year. I do not want to see this guy out on a football field. Sounds like a pretty serious injury to me. But as always, guys, if you liked what you watched, please subscribe, drop a comment, maybe give me a little thumbs up. Cheers.